It's a beautiful sports week right here in the city of Lagos. Thank you for joining us. This is SportsPizza, of course, it's the biggest, the boldest, and we get the absolute best in the ever-exciting world of sport. My name is Nwaneri, your host, and of course, this is international break, a time for most sport-loving fans around the world to see their national team put on the national team colors to represent their country. Now, the Super Eagles is not left out on the 29th, 27th, this month, that's next week, we'll be playing international friendly game. We have the chance to see our Super Eagles put on those loving green and white colors again. But of course, we're not going for the World Cup. It's a friendly game. All right. For all those that love tennis, Roger Federer has called it quits. It's no more news. But on the show today, we'll be paying a special tribute to Roger Federer. Of course, we'll give you some of those Grand Slam, the numbers that he influenced as far as tennis is concerned. Now, for the CAF Confederation Cup and Champions League, now some teams may be falling out, but we've still got some teams standing with their both feet. But we'll give you all the details after this break, so don't go away. Welcome back. Now let's start the show. My strike partner, Olakunle Philip, joins me at this time, and together in the next 30 minutes we'll be taking you around the ever-exciting world of sports. Kunle, good to have the program today. Yeah,
thank you very much, Bronson. It's great to be here, and I really love almost everything that happened last weekend. Arsenal, top of the table.
It has to be Arsenal.
Right now,
it has to be Arsenal.
As we speak, across the 5 leagues in Europe, we've got Union Berlin from Germany, Paris Saint-Germain in France, Arsenal from England, SSC Napoli also from the Italian league, and also in the Spanish league, Real Madrid occupying the #1 spot. So you have to give respect to Arsenal. So far, it's been absolutely amazing.
Anyway, you're talking about respect. I saw a picture of Arsenal on the Premier League table, standing on one foot. And of course, if they try to put the other one, the league table will crash. But how long can Arsenal hold on to the top spot of the English Premier League when you have the likes of Manchester City, who's scoring for fun behind you? Time definitely will tell. I understand after the international break, Arsenal will be having some real tests. So let's see how well they survive that. But let's come back. We'll get to that in a bit. Now, the international friendly game against between the Super Eagles of Nigeria and Algeria is just around the corner. And I must tell you that even though there's nothing at stake for both sides, but it's an opportunity for us to sharpen our national team. Now, Kule, Algeria, it would be recalled, 3 years ago, stopped us from getting into the finals of the African Cup of Nations. Now, that's not enough. Last AFCON again, they also stake a very good claim. But what's expectations for this friendly game?
Yeah, the expectations are high. It's also an opportunity to actually get to have the team together. Remember that Pesero has just recently been appointed as the coach of the team, and there's need to for the team to gel and also get to understand themselves. Right now, while other teams are busy preparing for the World Cup, it's also imperative that we also get to have the team and then they get to play together, understand themselves, the philosophy of using Pesero. And I also love the fact that some players have also been included in the team. A player like Kevin Akpoguna, who has been conspicuously missing, didn't go to the African Cup of Nations. Some of us complained because this guy, in the colours of FEM, has been a top-class player. For me, in the German Bundesliga, we mentioned some top defenders. You really have to give it to Kevin Akpoguna. I'm happy that he's also back into the team. And some few players, Kelechi Iheanacho, after missing some couple of games, is also back in the team. So for the philosophy of Jose Pesero, this kind of game is important. And for the fact also that the Desert Foxes are always a hard nut to crack. It was just unfortunate that they could not qualify for the World Cup. Remember all the things that ensued between them and I think Morocco and Cameroon. A road to that game, they won the first leg and then lost the second leg at home. It was a fierce battle at that time, and then it doesn't take away anything from the Algerian team. They are always a top team any day, anytime. Dominated Africa they won the previous edition before they could not really hit the ground running in the last edition of the African Cup of Nations. So I think is a strong test for the Nigerian team. Let's not forget it's going to be played in Oman in their ground. So this will also be a very good test for the team and also for the players. They are still jostling and battling for positions, but I'm really not happy. Cyril Dessa is there, and some couple of players are also there.
We've got guys with class in the team.
Yeah, but I think David, I have a case with also the selection, those in the attack, because I feel David that guy who plays in the same club with Cyril Dessa, talking about David Okereke, yes, is supposed to be in this team because so far he scored 2 goals in the Italian Serie A.
We also have to understand. Yes, we also have to understand that everyone cannot play at the same time. Don't forget, this is an international friendly game.
Absolutely.
They will also have their time. But let's quickly run through the guys who've made it to the 23-man list of Jose Peseiro. Now, on the goalkeeping positions, we have Maduka Okoye, Adebayo, Adeleye, and of course, Francis Uzor makes the top 3 in the goalkeeping positions. Now, we also have William Troost Ekong in the defending department. We have Kenneth Omeruo, Valentine Ozoranfo, and Zaidu Sanusi, Calvin Bassi. Calvin Bassi, for me, I'm kind of surprised he made the list because some weeks ago he was injured, and we hope that he's fully fit now for this one.
No, he's back, and he has even played 2 games for the team after the injury.
All right, let's see how well that goes. We have Kelvin Akpogunma, and of course Chidozie Awaziem Olaina makes up the defensive role. Now, in the midfield role, we have the likes of Wilfred Ndidi. Alex, talking about Wilfred Ndidi. 2 weeks ago, he played as a defender for Leicester City, and they got spanked. Last week again, he played as a midfielder, defensive role, and then gifted a goal to his opponent.
No, it's a general problem with Leicester City. You can't really heap the blame solely on Wilfred.
No, I'm not blaming him. I'm just saying he gifted a goal. But of course, Wilfred is our boy. He's top class player at the time. Alex Iwobi, who is on fire right now for Everton, of course, makes his return to the national team. And Frank Onyeka and of course Raphael Onyedika makes the midfield position.
And I think, Branson, just to talk about Raphael Onyedika, this young man, remember that at a point in time, there was talk about whether he might just be getting a deal with AC Milan, but the money and all of that wasn't agreed, and then he had to move to FC Bruges in the Belgian league, and he has been playing week in, week out for the team. And I think that this is also one of the players we really wish and we want to see play in the colour of the Super Eagles.
That's what it is. Now on the forward line, we have some exciting inclusion in this list. Moses Simon, Kelechi Iheanacho, Samuel Chukwueze, Taiwo Awoniyi, of course, Terry Murphy, Chidera Ejuke, Emmanuel Dennis, Ademola Lukman, Cyril Dessa, and of course the captain of the side, Ahmed Musa, makes the list. I must say that the Super Eagles have done well in standing tall with Ahmed Musa, but I think at this point Ahmed Musa should start justifying his inclusion in the Super Eagles squad.
Yeah, I think the purpose why they tend to leave Ahmed Musa or get to invite him on a regular basis is just because of the kind of person he is. Some of the players see him as an inspiration, as a motivator, as a role model, and it's also very important to have such a player in the rank. But in terms of performance, Ahmed Musa has really I don't want to say it's a spent force, but in terms of performance, he has dwindled. I don't want to say Ahmed Musa is a spent force, but I think those kind of players is always important to have them
in the team.
All right, where to see how things will go.
All right, of course, we look forward to 27th of September, where that game will be coming up, and I hope that Super Eagles of Nigeria, led by the new gaffer of the side, Jose Peseiro, will put up a very good show and give us a very good game. Now, also, the Ghanaian national side, who replaced or who pipped Nigeria to clinch the available tickets to the World Cup, who were taking on Brazil in an international friendly game. Of course, we're looking forward to that as well. And I think the Battle of Jollof finally over. We hope that the Brazilian national side will put up a very good show at the World Cup and, of course, give Africa a very good representation.
You mean the Ghanaians?
Yeah, the Ghanaians, I beg your pardon. Now, CAF Champions League qualifying round is still on, and of course, some Nigerian contingents are not leaving any stone unturned to make sure they have their stake in the championship. Now, CAF Champions League, we have Plateau United qualified to the next round. And of course, their next game, it's a big one against Esperance of Tunisia. That must be a crunchy tie, I must say. Now, the other game, the other team that have qualified to the next round, we have Rivers United, who have a very good game. And then the next round of game, they'll be playing Wydad Club Athletic of Morocco. Very, very difficult tie for two Nigerian teams.
It's a very difficult one because when we play against the North Africans, we know they are always a very, very technical side. They make sure they do everything within their capability to ensure that they knock you out. We have not been having it good with the North African team. So I think for me, I really Plateau United versus Esperance. Esperance has been, they've won the CAF Champions League a couple of times. And then you can't compare their pedigree with Plateau United. But Plateau United also have a very formidable bench and also a wonderful set of players who can actually pull an upset. If you ask pundits, they will tell you that Esperance will have it easy with Plateau United. But you can't really predict, you can't get it right when you talk about the round-leader game. So I think that Plateau United, they've got what it takes. They can go all out and pull the chestnut out of the fire against Esperance. And for Rivers United against Wydad Athletic Club, that's another big one because the Moroccan team are always a hard nut to crack, just like the Tunisian club. So they just need to believe in themselves that they can get the job done. And then what they need to do is to hold it tight here in Nigeria. You saw what happened in the CAF Confederation Cup. We are coming back to that, where the North African came to peep Remo Stars here. We hope that the guys will be able to get the job done here in Nigeria and be prepared to fight the battle in North African country.
Yes, that's what it is for the CAF Champions League. And of course, we can just keep our fingers crossed as far as that's concerned. Now, in the CAF Confederation Cup, it wasn't a very good time for Remo Stars, who put up a very good performance away from home. Now, you think that they'll come back home and, of course, put the cherry on the cake. But that wasn't to be. They crashed out of that one. Now, Kwara United, of course, put up a very good show, but Kunle, our guys seems to be struggling so much on the continent. I mean, can we link this one to the abysmal state of our league?
Yeah, it's absolutely, that's exactly the way it is. You can compare the Tunisian league or the Moroccan league with the Nigerian professional football league. Even in terms of rating, they are miles above the Nigerian league. So I think this also is playing out, and we hope that in the years to come, things will actually turn out, and then we can as well compete with the North African countries. But looking at the game involving Remo Stars and AF Rabat, they had everything. They created a lot of chances. They could not convert the chances. They played out a 1-1 draw out there in Morocco, only for them to lose right here in Nigeria by a goal to nothing. They had everything. The Moroccans didn't play fantastically well. The Nigerian, the Remo Stars team played well, dominated, but unfortunately they lost. And you know, when the North Africans get in the goal, they defend. All the pranks, the antics they play to ensure that they while down the timing and all of that.
And they got it right.
It wasn't a good one for them. And then we talked about Kwara United against West Niamey. When the players were coming out talking about the Kwara United players, there was this. They brought some herbalists who were pouring blood on the players, and the representatives.
That's Kwara United.
Kwara United, yes, they were pouring blood on them, and it was a gory sight to behold. It wasn't a good one, and the officials had to come out. They got angry and they tried to engage the herbalists and all of that. I don't know that this kind of thing still happens in African football, despite the blood that was poured, despite the goats and all of that. They were still not able to get any goal as Kwara United ran away, winning. They won the first leg 3-0. So the second leg was played was a goalless draw. So I think we're happy that Kwara United were able to get the job done. But the big question is, will they be able to get past the next round, because they have a game against Bakane of Morocco, and
that's $1 million question. And of course, the pitch of play will decide the best team at the end of the day. Let's take a very quick break. We'll be back with more stories. Don't go away. All right, welcome back. Now, if you are not following us on our social media platforms at this time, I must say that you are taking a back seat. Now, last week on our Facebook page, we asked for predictions of games, and we asked for 5 correct score. Eventually, no one got it right, but for every correct score, for the people that played the game, we gave a token recharge card. Now, the grand prize was supposed to be big, but because at least they got one out of the predictions, we said, okay, you mustn't go empty-handed. So we gave gifts. Now, some of those guys that emerged winner from our Facebook page last week are Emmanuel Sobechukwu, Farm Cash, Michael Omoregbe, and of course, Marvelous Jay-Z. Congratulations to you guys for playing those games. Even though you didn't get the 5 correct score, but we thought we should recharge your phone. Now, if you are not following us on our social media platform, especially our Facebook page right now, go to SportsPizza, like our page, participate with the games, and of course, win recharge cards. How difficult can that be? Very easy, I must say. Now, let's move on and tell you things rocking in Europe right now. Now, a player from Nigerian descendants, now, as it stands now, we can't say he's a Nigerian, but from Nigerian descendants, and his name is Nwaneri, became the youngest player to ever play football in English soil. That's professional football in English Premier League. Fantastic one, and kudos must go to Michael Arteta for the big heart, taking that step to also create history. And we hear Ethan is a very prolific midfielder.
Yeah, very good midfielder. I think he actually broke the record in the colours of Arsenal. That's another fantastic one. Equal breaking the record of Liverpool's Harvey Elliot, who had the previous record of having made an appearance for Fulham at the age of 16 years and 30 days. And this young man is just 15, and he also born from Nigerian parents. Is a very, very good one. We hope that in the near future he will become a very solid player and also do great exploit both for the Arsenal team or in his endeavors. Probably in the next future, we hope that it will look towards the part of Nigeria, and of course, I'll get to play for the Nigerian national team. Question: what has Nigeria done for the young man?
The question. But of course, we have Saka, who said he wants to play for England. The young man is doing so well, but we hope that Ethan Nwaneri.
What Saka said, Saka, we didn't invite him on time, and secondly, Saka made an explanation. He said, look, this country made me. My passport and everything read that I'm an English boy. So, Nigeria coming in later when he was at the prime of his career. I think that if you have him, if he has to choose, he said, look, put yourself in my shoes. If you have to choose, who will you be pitching your tent with? And with the 3 Lion team that can win the World Cup, and the Nigerian team that, you know what I'm talking about.
I mean, just like what Jose Mourinho said some time ago, that if players from African descendants decide to play for their homegrown country, Africa will dominate. For instance, you have Kylian Mbappe. Imagine Mbappe. No, don't call Pogba. Imagine
why? Why would we call Pogba? Pogba is a World Cup winning player.
With France, right?
Yeah, with France.
At club level, what has he won?
No. It doesn't matter. He hasn't even done well.
Oh, okay, he has done well. He won Europa League with Manchester United. Yes, okay, yes. He's done well. He's done well. I agree. But I want to talk about some prolific players. In their prime, I think Pogba has done well.
Yeah. Thank you very much for that. And also, there's Zinedine Zidane. Zinedine had played for, I think, Algeria.
No, we also hear that Real Madrid striker this time, what's his name again? Is from African descendants.
Yes, Karim
Benzema.
Yeah, I think he's an Algerian as well. He's from the North African.
So imagine if you have all these guys playing on the continent. I tell you, the chances of Africa winning the World Cup would have been high.
Patrick Evra came out. I think he said it in Ghana last week that he wished that he had played for Senegal. That was just unfortunate that he got to play for France. Why is he just saying this now?
This argument can go on and on, but these guys can decide to choose. For me, wherever any player chose to play, I don't think they should be blamed. For instance, Saka has a very good point. he was bred in England, and I understand that there's free education from from whenever I want to start about to secondary school. In Nigeria, I know how much I'm paying for my son's school fee.
The structure is just massive. The structure is massive. So once you give birth in England, the English.
No, we are not promoting their this thing.
No. It's not.
They're just trying to say why Saka made his decision.
Yes,
and for me, I totally understand.
Are justified.
Now, I would totally understand if Ethan decide not to play for Nigeria. I would totally understand with him because the nation has done more for him than Nigeria has.
Absolutely, that is when he's at his prime. If he doesn't meet up with the English standard, then probably he can start from being a Golden Eaglet player. Yeah, I mean that's a big opportunity for him. Now, also in England, last week, one of our boy, Alex Iwobi with Everton, put up a very good performance, and of course they defeated West Ham, and it looks like Lampard has got a grip on this young lad. Yeah, Alex Iwobi is rejuvenated and is firing on all cylinders. I'm really very happy for him. When they made the deal, he made the transfer, and he saw the light of the day then from Arsenal to Everton. A lot of people, I felt, look, that is more or less like retrogression when you move from a club like Arsenal down to Everton. But when he got there, he didn't hit the ground running. He was struggling, and so many of their fans were casting aspersions at him, throwing vituperations that is a championship player. But here now we have Alex Iwobi, who is doing well, giving great A performances week in, week out for Everton, and then right now is playing to his full potential. We're happy with what he's doing, and also for Frank Lampard. Remember what he said at the discussion he said they had together, where Lampard had to tell him, come on, you've got the quality to be a great player. It takes a quality coach to determine or to detect a quality player, and that really played out. We're really very happy. We hope that as he's doing well for Everton, he's able to translate that
to the national team. All right, let's hope that happens, especially on a friendly game that's coming up just around the corner. Now, away from football right now, 2 weeks ago we spoke about a top athlete in the tennis field, Serena Williams, who called it quits with tennis. Now, it has also moved to the men angle, as Roger Federer, I want to call him the veteran, has called it a day with tennis. And for me, I think he's done everything as far as the sport is concerned. Couple of ATP titles, Grand Slam. I can't really say if he has David Cup. Kule, let's run through some of his achievements, talking about Roger Federer.
Yeah, for career record, he has 1,251 wins, and he has just 275 losses. He has 103 career titles, and for the number of Grand Slam, the Australian Open titles he won in 2004, 2006, 2007, 2010, 2017 and 2018. When you look at that, that is about 7 Australian Open titles. That is absolutely massive. And he also has 20 Grand Slam titles. The FEDERER will be remembered for the great achievement he has had, in the tennis world. When you remember back in the days, I used to remember Pete Sampras and and Andre Agassi, and these are tennis players who didn't win as much as Roger Federer. They didn't win as much Grand Slam titles as Roger Federer has won. So I think it should be celebrated just the way Serena Williams was celebrated, because this is a player I've known for a very long time, and he keeps giving good performances year in, year out for his country, and also he has so many people who idolizes him, they see him as a role model, and then the whole tennis world is going to miss Roger Federer. And
of course, for all those that want to catch one more glimpse of him, he'll be playing one more tournament next month before he finally calls it a day in the sports. Kunle, thank you so much for being a part of the program today.
Yeah, it's always my pleasure to be here.
Right, with that is my final whistle on the program today. Thank you so much for being a part of it. Now, don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms currently displaying on your screen. And for all those that have been sending us email, a very big thank you to you. Keep those emails coming. We really appreciate you. Now, also go to our YouTube channel. It's SportsPizza. Don't forget to subscribe. Subscription is absolutely free. My name is Brownson Uwana. Thank you so much for watching. Until we meet again next week, please stay safe.